now, live at 5.
Hear from the Denfeld boys basketball coach as he recounts the moments before their bus driver was cited for a DWI.
Plus, as the anniversary of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol nears, lawmakers are talking security failures. And later,
the Northland business making produce more affordable.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Vaki. Briggs is off tonight. New details on the charter bus driver arrested after police say he drove a Duluth high school basketball team while under the influence. Sean Zelazny of Sturgeon Lake is charged with 3 DWIs. The 48-year-old is accused of drinking while transporting the Duluth-Denfeld boys basketball team to and from a tournament in Hibbing last Thursday. CBS 3's Natalie Grant spoke to the head coach who was on the bus that night. Natalie, what did he have to say?
Well, Kristen, when I spoke with Coach Phil Homer today, he said he was thankful this dangerous situation wasn't worse than what it could have been. Coach Homer says they initially became suspicious when Zelazny had a hard time navigating the drop-off point at Hibbing High School, scraping a stop sign with the charter bus in the process. Now, after the game, Homer and his staff had to give directions back to Duluth because Zelazny said he lost his phone. He gave the coaches the opportunity to see the driver impairment firsthand. Now, while Homer said Zelazny was not noticeably swerving on the highway, he was saying strange comments and missing turns when guided.
He was driving, and it wasn't until I was like, well, you're coming up on a turn in 300 feet. You're going to make this right. And he said, all right. And so when we got close, I said, you're making this right. You have to slow down. And he just kept going.
Now, shortly after, Homer alerted a parent who was not on the bus to call 911. They were then able to have Zelazny pull over in Cotton. That's where they met law enforcement. A field sobriety test showed that Zelazny's BAC was .218. And according to Homer, Zelazny admitted to drinking vodka that day, and a bottle was found in his bag. Officers arrested Zelazny on scene. Now, we did reach out to Zelazny's employer, LCS Coaches, for comment on this situation. They said in a statement they are grateful no one was hurt in the incident, and Zelazny is no longer an employee at LCS.
All right, thank you, Natalie. And coming up tonight at 6, we hear from the Duluth School District how they are responding to this dangerous situation. Here's a live look now over I-35 in Duluth tonight. 2021 was the deadliest year on Minnesota roads for more than a decade. 497 people died in traffic crashes last year. That's according to the Department of Safety, which makes 2021 the deadliest year since 2007. The numbers show speed, alcohol, and not wearing a seatbelt were the biggest contributors to traffic deaths. Speed-related crashes jumped 33% from 2020 to 2021. DPS officials are asking everyone to do their part to lower those numbers this year, including slowing down, driving sober, and paying attention on the road. Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, that system coming our way might impact roads for folks overnight tonight.
Yeah, it probably will. In fact, it's likely it will because the chance for snow is 100% for all zones. We don't see the models go that high that often. They also don't go 0% very often either. So it's pretty much a sure thing. And because the totals could range from moderate to even heavy, we have a winter weather advisory covering Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin through 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That'll be the moderate zone where 4 to 8 inches of snow could fall. And then thanks to lake influence, we have a winter storm warning for the North Shore and the South Shore until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. And that's where snow totals could go 8 to 12 inches, even higher for the heart of the South Shore snowbelt. So let's get a look at the Doppler and see where that snow is right now. And the center of low pressure is circulating in South Dakota, but the snow is being created in North Dakota and Manitoba. And it's going to come our way from the northwest down to the southeast. So about 9 o'clock tonight, many of us will start to feel it in Minnesota or see it, depending on if you're outside or not. Looking out the window, you'll see it. If you're outside, you'll feel it. Anyway, either way, it'll come across through tomorrow evening from up towards International Falls, finally exiting down around Watersmeet later on tomorrow night. So our short-term forecast says temperatures, they won't be too bad tonight, 2 above. 100% snow chance, but cold air already comes in with the system with a north wind. Tomorrow's high may only make it to 5, and then it just gets colder after that. Thursday, the snow will go, the cold will come. We'll talk about when our next snow chance arrives and when we get towards 20 below again, all in just a matter of a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. As we near the first anniversary of the attack on the U.S. Capitol, Minnesota's senior senator is reflecting on the security failures of that day. We spoke with Senator Amy Klobuchar this morning about what she saw on January 6th when Trump supporters attacked the Capitol while Congress was certifying the 2020 election results. Klobuchar is the chairwoman of the Senate Rules Committee and led a bipartisan investigation into the security failures of that day. She said it was shocking to hear there were no security plans in place to protect the Capitol.
One of the most haunting memories I have is the words of one of the officers over the police radio. Does anyone have a plan? In the middle of the whole insurrection, does anyone have a plan? There was no plan in place.
Klobuchar talked about the steps they've taken since then, including replacing the D.C. police chief and sergeant at arms. Congress also passed a law allowing the police chief to call in the National Guard immediately, which was not the case before. Klobuchar says it's important to remember the officers who protected the Capitol that day.
We had officers that committed suicide out of this. We had officers that were humiliated. We had one officer, Officer Dunn, who had bravely protected the Capitol, cuts on his face, who was called the N-word 15 times.
She says more still needs to be done to ensure the Capitol is protected from all threats, foreign and domestic. Today, however, the head of the Capitol Police unveiled the improvements his force has made in the years since the attack. Skylar Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
The U.S. Capitol Police say they are better prepared to handle an attack on the Capitol today than they were 1 year ago.
The department began significant work immediately after the 6th to fix the failures that occurred. Intelligence failures, operational planning failures, leadership failures.
The attack on the U.S. Capitol exposed flaws in the security system. Since then, there have been more than a dozen reports with more than 100 recommendations on how to better protect the building and lawmakers.
Intelligence, operational planning, and getting our civil disturbance unit up to where it needs to be were the three biggest issues, and those were the ones that we worked on first, and those are the ones that, frankly, are largely completed.
Capitol Police say they are preparing for the one-year anniversary of the January 6th assault, but as of now, there are no credible threats suggesting that another attack is imminent.
We're aware of several events that are planned for Thursday. Most of them aren't of much concern to us.
But in the aftermath of the attack, Capitol Police have investigated a record number of threats made against lawmakers.
When we say threats, it's basically a concerning statement that we need to look into. Some of them do rise to the level of a crime. We investigate it as a crime, and there are cases where we make arrests and there's prosecution.
Law enforcement have also arrested more than 700 people who took part in last year's January 6th assault and are still looking for several hundred more. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The chief of the U.S. Capitol Police is prepared to testify before Congress tomorrow. In his prepared remarks, he says some of the officers who protected the Capitol last year still carry emotional scars. Still to come on Live at 5, a training opportunity for those interested in mechanics. Details as we take you around the Northland next.
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Hi, I'm Brian. And I'm Steven. Welcome to Play It Again Sports, the largest locally owned hockey store in the area. For over 30 years, we've supported youth sports in the area, and we'd like to invite you in this upcoming hockey season.
Trade in! Trade up! And save!
Amazing Race Season 33, here we come!
Go!
Taxi!
Yes! I'm so proud of you, I could cry!
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Give me a kiss.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, we're going in the right direction. Down here. Let's go.
Slow and steady.
No, it's not, no.
Doesn't really matter who you are, where you live, you happen to any family.
People reach a crisis moment and they don't see any other way out.
Suicide is the fourth leading cause of death for people ages 25 to 34. People struggle with it every day.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Tiffany. If you or your loved one struggles with their mental health and or thoughts of suicide, no, you are not alone. Reach out for help and talk to someone.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital.
We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me.
Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Ironwood tonight in black and white effect. It appears. Thanks to lake effect snow, the South Shore and the UP could see high snow totals. And Dave will be in with all of those details in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. A comment period is open on demolition to a historic building in Evelyn and an important health notice from leaders in Wisconsin. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start things off in Duluth tonight with a training opportunity for those looking to go into automotive work. SOAR Career Solutions is partnering with Lake Superior College and Duluth Adult Education to offer an automotive light maintenance technician training from January through June. Classes will be held on Monday and Wednesdays. Registration is required by next Tuesday. Applicants need to live in St. Louis County and meet income requirements. We will have a link to information on our website. Next, we head to Evelyn, where a comment period is open for demolition of an historic building. The manual training school was used in the community from 1914 to 1998. It was the first building in the state of Minnesota dedicated for use for manual arts training. The building has been deemed unsafe, and the Rock Ridge Public School District is planning its demolition. The Minnesota Environmental Quality Board is taking public comment on the demolition until February 3rd. We have a link to more information on our website. And we wrap up in Wisconsin tonight, where Governor Tony Evers has declared January as Radon Action Month across the state. Radon is one of the leading causes of lung cancer, and the Department of Health Services is asking homeowners to check their homes. Radon is present in the foundation of homes, old and new. It's a tasteless, odorless, colorless gas and can only be discovered through testing. We will have a link to reduced cost tests on our website. And if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, doubling the dollar, how one Wisconsin co-op is helping those in need access more fresh produce.
Today's high temperature, 22 degrees, was warmer than normal by a pair. Now it's just going to get colder as early as tomorrow and a lot snowier in a matter of hours. Let's take a live look at that sky cam coming out of the Ironwood area once again. And there's very light lake effect snow showers popping off here and there. Of course, now that I talk about it, it shuts off. But there's a 100% chance it's going to pick up in intensity as the night goes on for all zones. And we'll talk about how much your town's going to get right after this break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
I'm telling you, you should open a business.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
I've got an idea.
I hope you like it.
I love it. Just one question. What's that?
It's a chair. New plan. You make the furniture, I make the ideas, NBC makes them happen.
That was always the plan.
Bring us your best ideas. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Jim Pro Construction has been awarded the title of Authorized Replacement Contractor by the Marvin Window and Door Company. This entitles us to give better pricing and longer warranties on Marvin's high-quality windows and doors. We are the only authorized replacement contractor in the Northland. This caps off our 49 years of being your professional, dependable, and honest home improvement contractor. Please call us for any of your home improvement needs.
Here's a reality check. COVID-19 is still here.
Rising cases are straining healthcare resources in our community.
We're all tired.
We are all exhausted.
Know that we are still committed to caring for you.
But we need your help. We're asking you, please.
Get vaccinated.
Get your booster.
Mask up in public.
Social distance.
For you.
Your family.
Our community.
For all of us.
Thank you.
Get your news on the go. The CBS 3 mobile app.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining.
Brought to you by Range Regional Airport. Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki every Tuesday at 10. Only on live, local CBS 3. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, our snow, it's a-coming, and here's a rough timeline. Tonight, snow should begin, for many of us, around 9 p.m. There's a couple of flakes hitting right now here and there, but it should become a real snow by about 9 o'clock. And then for Wednesday, it should end in Minnesota between noon and 3, but linger longer thanks to lake influence until early Thursday, perhaps, midnight into early morning on Thursday. It could last for folks in Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. And again, moderate to even heavy snow totals, very likely. We'll show you a chart on that after we take a look at these current conditions from Duluth International Airport to set our weather stage. Right now, still 22 degrees. Oh, don't get used to it. It's going away. Arctic blast is coming in again as early as tomorrow, and it's helping to usher in the snow chance. Relative humidity is 89%, east wind 14 miles per hour. I have a feeling we'll be dealing with some wind chill factors through the weekend as actual air temps go below zero and the wind piles on top of that. Air pressure is starting to drop off, 29.62 inches of mercury at the moment, and that's because of a low pressure system coming out of the Dakotas to bring us this chance for snow. 100% chance. Current temperature still not bad in the Upper Peninsula, 19 to 20 there. In Wisconsin and part of the border here, 19 to 24 degrees. Cool south Solon Springs, LaPointe the warm spot, Superior's in between, so is Hayward. Into Minnesota we go. We're as cool as 10 above from Ely to Ore to International Falls. Teens for the rest of the Iron Ranges. And upper teens once you get down towards places like Cloquet and Moose Lake and Barnum too. Up the North Shore, 19 to 25, closer to the lake, a little bit cooler up the Gunflint. Overnight tonight, low temps likely will drop into the single digits for many towns, maybe even below zero for the Arrowhead, and then stay that way through the weekend. Maybe Saturday will warm up again just a little bit when our next chance of snow comes around, but let's talk about this first chance of snow. Well, the local Doppler and satellite map doesn't show much happening in our area right now. The bulk of precip is on the northwest side of this low pressure system, and then it will come in from the northwest to the southeast as the night goes on, beginning roughly around 9 o'clock and then lasting through, again, perhaps the midnight hour tomorrow for parts of the Upper Peninsula. And then there's cold high pressure set to come in almost at the same time. So let's get a look at snow totals then. Again, this low is going to tangle with the lake, and I think most of the area away from the lake then will have a light to moderate snowfall, 4 to 8 inches. You get to the lake, though, and thanks to lake enhancement for the North Shore, 8 to 12 inches is possible there. And then for the South Shore in the snow belt, 8 to 12 likely as well, with perhaps even some zones going higher than 12, especially for Iron and Gogebic counties, you know, the famous snow belt. And then by Thursday it goes away and we cool down. So once we get into Thursday, we start to dip back below zero once again. And once we get into Friday, even colder than that, up towards International Falls, trying to push 30 below, just like the start of last weekend. Now, let's start the 7-day forecast with tonight's in Minnesota, low 6 below inland, 7 above by the lake, 100% chance for snow to begin tonight. And it's a 100% chance it'll fill into Wisconsin, Michigan. Lows there will go from 6 to 15. And that'll be awfully warm compared to the way things are going to go. For example, tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, the highs fall to a range of 8 to 11. 100% chance for that moderate to heavy snow. 100% shot for light to moderate snow for Minnesotans with highs from 0 inland to 8 by the lake. Does it get any better temperature-wise? Well, come Friday, it may be 20 below again, even here in the Twin Ports. But it may go to 20 above on Saturday with our next chance for 2 to 4 inches of snow. That, in turn, Kristen, is followed by another period of drying up but cooling down beginning on Sunday and lasting through Tuesday. Low temps as cool as 15 below.
All right, well, everyone get your shovels ready.
Get your shovels ready, limber up the snow blowers,
Yep.
dig out the parkas.
Yep.
It's the same old drill.
It is. We know what to do. Thanks, Dave. Locally grown fresh produce is one of the best sources of nutrition, but sometimes it can be pricey. A Northland business is trying to make it more affordable. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham tells us about that new program that's the first of its kind in the state of Wisconsin.
Fresh produce can be expensive. Shawamigan Food Co-op hopes their new program can change that.
Somebody buys $1 worth of lemons, we will give them another $1 worth of whatever. So it essentially equates out to a 50% off discount for anyone who's buying produce.
Called Produce Double Dollars, the program is available to anyone with an EBT card. The goal, help low-income families afford fresher and more nutritious food.
It's just having people being able to access produce, which can be way more expensive than some of the pre-packaged things that you find on a shelf or frozen vegetables.
Produce Double Dollars is the first program of its kind in the state.
As soon as the Shawamigan Food Co-op let us know that they were introducing Produce Double Dollars, we said, how can we help?
Co-op partner The Brick is known for their food shelf. They help residents coping with food insecurity across the Shawamigan Bay area. Executive Director Liz Seefelt says she believes this program could be a huge success.
We frequently hear consumers say, you know, I really just don't want to use the services. I want to save it for somebody else who needs it more than I do. If you qualify for our services, please come and get it, because that's only going to increase what's available to you.
It's just that good, fresh food that we want people to be able to access for a little bit more of an affordable price.
Fresh food for less, helping people in need get a fresh start.
Grant money from Milwaukee-based Hunger Task Force funded the program. The co-op hopes to make it a permanent part of their store. Still to come, as the worker shortage continues, certain fields are seeing workers leave in troves. We break down the resignation trend coming up after the break.
Let A1 Movers help bridge the gap from your old house to your new home. We have the tools for all of your relocating needs. Big or small, we move them all. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, we help get you where you need to go as safely and efficiently as possible. A1 Movers specializes in making hard work easier, saving you time and your back. To schedule your move, call or visit a1movers.org today.
Start the new year off right with Menards Bag Sale. Pick up a bag in-store and get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag now through January 15th. Whether you pack it, load it, stuff it, or stack it. From light bulbs to tools, snacks, and much more. Fit it in the bag and save 15%. So pick up a bag in-store and find out how much you fit in the bag now through January 15th.
Save big money at Menards.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
This is surgical residency. I see a lot of weaknesses.
My father and I disagree about a lot of things. Here's what I see. Inspiring men, brilliant doctors. Let's get to work. Dad, I understand that you want to go back to a time where you were in charge and dinosaurs roamed the earth. But things change. Guys, whose phone is it?
Unprofessional. Oh, it's me.
Sophia Bush is Good Sam. New series Wednesday, 10/9 Central on CBS.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it. Being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Watch Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you, too.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
The Great Resignation continues. A record number of Americans left their jobs in November as companies struggle to hire workers. Michael George reports.
I quit my job in February of 2021.
Last year, Gabby Iannello decided a corporate job in real estate wasn't for her, and she wanted to try something new.
You know, with the world changing, it put a lot of perspective of like, life is short, so I might as well try now while I don't have kids, I don't have a mortgage.
The experience of resigning led to her own company called Corporate Quitter, where she offers podcasts and consulting, and more people are joining her. The Labor Department says 4.5 million Americans quit their jobs in November, a new record. Many of those resignations are coming in the restaurant industry, trucking, and healthcare.
People don't want to always settle for the same thing that they might have settled for in employment in the past. Now we know that many jobs can be done remotely. Now we know that there can be a higher degree of flexibility.
Bankrate economist Mark Hamrick says people are quitting in the middle of a worker shortage. There are 10.6 million job openings in the U.S., according to the Labor Department.
The challenge for 2022 is going to be matching the supply and demand for workers.
Any advice for people who are really close to doing what you did? They're thinking about it.
Experiment before you actually take the leap. You're never going to know what you like or if you're even cut out for it until you actually try.
Iannello says her leap is leading to success in business and in life. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
We'll be right back after the break.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19, and at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
I remember my son was going to grow up without a father.
I didn't think someone at 23 could be diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was probably the healthiest I had been in my life.
Early detection of a melanoma saved my life.
I survived testicular cancer because of early detection.
I survived cancer not once but twice because of early detection.
During the pandemic, you may have delayed or canceled routine cancer screenings. It's time to get those appointments back on the books. Early detection saves lives.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS 3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining.
Brought to you by Range Regional Airport. Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki every Tuesday at 10. Only on live local CBS 3. Stay connected to live local CBS 3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Tuesday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we heard from Denfeld boys basketball coach Phil Homer after their bus driver was arrested for 3 DWIs when driving the team home from a tournament in Hibbing. The coach said they became suspicious after the driver struggled to navigate the route home. That driver was employed by LCS coaches, who told us today he is no longer employed there. And tonight at 6, we introduce you to a local woman who gives away hats, gloves, and other necessities to those in need. Why she chooses to do this and what the city has to say about their own efforts to help those experiencing homelessness tonight. Well, Dave, as we mentioned, that snow is headed our way.
Yeah, it's in northwestern Minnesota right now. By 9 o'clock, it should start to pepper the region here with a fresh coat of snow that could last through tomorrow night. So winter weather advisory for Minnesotans and a slice of Wisconsin through 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The advisory zone could get 4 to 8 inches of snow. Lake influence, though, means a winter storm warning for the north and the south shore could be upwards of 12 inches. And that zone will have more details, and we'll have the latest tracking at 6.
All right, we'll see you at 6 o'clock.